All right, so welcome those of you watching outside to Ghent for another course. This time a little bit of a step in another direction for us. So we previously, up until this point, have really been doing courses in everyday endoscopy. You may have seen some of them, but if this is your first time, then it's going to be an interesting experience. And we really want your feedback. So what we're doing today is we're applying the deconstructed approach of colonoscopy, polypectomy, upper GI endoscopy to a more complex technique. And the people in the room who we've invited to come are really starting out on their journey in ESD. Some of them have done a few cases. Some of them have done hardly any cases. And so I think you're going to get a very interesting insight into a broken down approach to ESD. And we do have such a broken down approach, and we'll provide it to you as we go along. And hopefully this will be the first course. And it is very sure to me that this will be the sort of not brushed, not polished first attempt at such a approach. But hopefully over the coming years, we can really polish this course into something which looks very like the polypectomy examples that we've already provided. So without further ado, I introduce myself. My name's David Tate. I'm an interventional endoscopist. I came to Ghent for 4 years ago now, 4 and a bit years ago. And I have a profile now here in mainly tissue resection, mainly interventional endoscopy of early cancer therapy and polypectomy. I'm also joined by one of my fellows, but now my senior fellow who will also be part of the faculty on this course, and that's Linda Bells. I'll let her introduce herself to you, and then we will have a bit of a chat about the expectations of people in the room. I was trained in a place where learning theory was important, and I have to say that when I started, I didn't really understand the point of this part. I was taking half an hour at the start of the courses to talk about expectations, to talk about where you're at. But actually, increasingly, as I've grown longer in the tooth, maybe, I think that this is a very important part of teaching and part of these courses. So I want to go around the room, and I first want to define where people are at in their training. Maybe you talk about a little bit about your interaction with ESD so far. You say how many cases you've done, but as we all know, number of cases is a very weak predictor of someone's competency, and we can talk about what all these words mean later. Actually, I think that's very important. And then we can please think about, or you can think about before we're putting it on here, some things that you want to get out of this course. And then we can see if our expectations are matched to what I've just said about what I think the expectations of the course are. All right. So maybe I start. My name's David. I have done quite a few ESDs. I've probably done more than 1,000 ESDs. And I have really got an interesting training.
Yeah, hi, I'm Lynn. I'm going to give Summer the report to type.
I can't multitask.
My goal is to multitask today. No, I've done, I don't know, maybe 15, no, 25.
And completed, how many do you think you completed?
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
3, 4.
But I think you've been involved in many more than 50. I mean, you've been involved in maybe 150, I would say.
Yeah, and I think most of the different parts you have in ESD. So all the aspects I have already seen and done. I think my goal indeed today is be able to provide an explanation to others how to plan ESD and how, when you encounter problems, how to address them and be able to change your plan. So I think going a bit away from the basics, but staying in the basics, doing basic ESD, but being able to address difficulties that you encounter even in basic ESD.
So those are the 3 cases, and we, I think, are starting out with the first patient nearly. So that will be the esophageal case, and I just spoke to the patient, will be the first one. So we have decided in which direction to put these cases. I think, Aidan, for you, one of the rectal cases, and probably the second one, if that's okay for you. Xander and Peter Jan, I think we should do a combination of the first one and the third one, but the third one I think is the more starting of the lesions. So the esophageal one, Lynn will start, and we will need someone to lead the training in here for that. So I think, Xander, if you can lead the training from here and the interaction with the room while Lynn is doing the first case. Okay.